Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another group coaching from Free Flow Releasing. Today I'll be hosting. Is the sound coming through okay?
It's all okay here.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Evelyn.
You're welcome.
Okay, so just allow yourselves to settle in. Settle back. And allow yourself to become aware of your breathing, the breath. Noticing as it comes in and as it leaves. Just noticing how breathing happens. And now we're going to look at wanting control. But just check and see if in the past or coming up for today, there's some wanting control. Wanting to control how you feel, wanting to control how people react, people respond. Just notice where and when there's a wanting control. And see if you can feel inwards to that, feeling into that, closing, clutching, that wanting control. Notice how it feels inside. And just for now, could you let the wanting to leave? Could you allow it to go? And feel in again, and notice any tightness, any clutching, any wanting to control that's remaining. And allow yourself to feel into the remaining wanting control. And when you're ready, could you be open to allowing that to leave? Allowing the wanting to be released. To be set free. Just notice what the release brings. The space. Opening. Sense of presence. And could you welcome that? And now looking at wanting approval. See if there's anyone in your life, family, work, friends, that you're wanting their approval. You like more of it. You want more of it. There's a sense of lack. I want them to approve. I need them to approve. And allow yourself to feel into that sense of wanting, that sense of lacking. And notice if there's a tightness inside around that wanting. And when you're ready, could you let go of that wanting approval? Allowing it to leave. And now check if there's any remaining wanting approval, lacking approval. And allow yourself to feel into that remaining wanting. Feeling inside. I want it, I can't have it. Or that lack. And just for now, could you let that wanting to leave? And see, perhaps could you be open to having or being approving that sense of being good enough. And now let's look at wanting safety, wanting security. See if you can feel inside a tightness, a clenching, a wanting safety, a wanting security. Perhaps it's a sense of being threatened or feeling threatened. Just allow yourself to feel inwards into that lack of safety, the wanting safety. And when you're ready, could you let that wanting pass? Could you allow it to go? And now let's feel in again and check any remaining wanting safety, wanting security. Notice inside if there's a tightness, sense of lack. And just for now, could you let that go? Could you allow that to leave? Could you allow the wanting to pass through? And could you be open to what's beyond the wanting, beyond that sense of presence, that sense of being, that quiet space, that contains and holds, that is safety, that is beingness. And could you allow yourselves to be with this? And could you allow yourself to arrive at this moment, which is all there is? Okay, thank you. Thank you all for joining. And now we'll open the floor. Anyone wants to share, to release, to ask, all welcome. If anyone prefers with the recording off, I'll pause it if that's preferred. He's got the hand there. Hi, Evelyn.
Hi, hi. I can't. I upgraded to Windows 11 and I have no camera. I don't get it, but it's just it's an unsolved problem. Okay, just to explain, and
Sure.
yeah, uh, I think I need some help on releasing. I've got a problem with the tax office, and in Germany, if you're self-employed, even if you have little or no income, in other words, you don't owe them anything, you are still obligated by law to file your taxes. And I haven't done that for a few years because I've been very sick, and it's just been very difficult. And so I called the tax office today because they're according to them, I owe them more money than I ever earned, you know. It's just like it's just incredible. I could faint if I look at these numbers. I almost faint or I get sick or something. And what I need releasing on is I talked to this woman. I had already talked to somebody about a year ago, and both of them were like, it was like, I don't know, vengeful and angry. And why don't you submit your, if that's true, why don't you submit? And I can make an estimate of 1 million that you earned 1 million. She said that's I can do this by law, you know. And I just couldn't get over this rage, anger, you know. And I said to her, I work as a translator. You show me the translator. There's that much money. I mean, just, you know, even our janitor says, "Oh, translator. Oh, you don't have too much business, do you?" So word has gotten around that we're not exactly the richest people on the planet usually. And I risked, I can only, I feel like it's like a negative electricity that came through the phone or something. And I'm just kind of shocked at this. And generally, since I started Sedona, I've discovered, um, Sedona taught me a lot about my own boundaries. And I almost never used retaliation, and now I use it a little bit to set boundaries. but I'm sort of discovering how many people are into that, sort of retaliation. If you don't do what I want, then I mean, I'm laughing,
Mm.
but it's yeah, I still feel that. I can feel my energy, my aura is kind of flattering with this strange energy from this phone call this morning or this afternoon.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. I want to see if you can feel inside. Bring attention inwards, inside.
There's anger and there's a lot of sadness there. I feel really sad um that
Sure,
things work like that.
sure. So Evelyn, bring attention towards that sadness and other feelings.
There's also some fear. My throat is sort of tensing up.
Okay. Bring attention towards that, towards where it's feeling in the body,
Hmm.
in the throat area, and the feelings that are with it.
Yeah, it goes the fear is like in the throat area, and further down is like the angst.
Sure,
The Ren uh, channel, if that says anything to you, the front channel, the big
sure,
front channel.
sure. So let's go with that. So feel inwards towards those areas.
Hmm.
Give them some space. What are you sensing now? What's the sense you're getting?
Well, it's kind of like flowing. The energy's flowing better, and it's not as tense in the throat. It's kind of relaxing, and I just came to thought the world needs so much love. Um,
Beautiful. So
uh,
could you allow that flow,
mhm,
that flow of love?
mhm. Yeah, I was doing I practiced Qigong and I was doing self-compassion this morning.
So you welcome that in, that self-love and that flow of energy.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Really, could you allow the love to expand?
Excuse me, what did you say?
Could you be open to allowing that love to expand?
I still didn't understand what you said, but I
That's okay.
just,
Could you allow that energy, that love,
mhm.
to expand
Oh, now
beyond?
I got it. Now I got it. Sorry. Yeah.
All good.
No, I have a slight latency in one of my ears, so it's not just, and it's an unusual accent for me. I don't speak to very many Brits lately. I used to have more British contacts, but yeah, the pandemic changed everything in that sense.
Sure.
Oh,
I
it
just noticed
feels
that.
it feels pretty good. It's not the this channel is this there's a lot of problems there. But it just feels much better, and I can imagine it, the whole
Mhm.
channel, which is very pleasant.
Sure.
And it's sort of like, how should I say, carefully widening itself. That's kind of
Beautiful.
what's going on. So
Beautiful.
I
That's it. Allow that to happen.
I I think I could leave it there. I thank you very
Yeah.
much.
There's a beautiful sense of the energy flowing. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay.
You know,
Thank you.
what's coming up and is, could you like to wash over you, wash through you,
Hmm.
if that resonates for you?
Yes, there's two processes. There's the washing through, which is and then there's the two different channels that connect, right? So I've got two images right now, or two feelings also.
Sure.
Mm.
Everyone, if it feels right, could you send love to those energies that were sent your way earlier on today?
Mhm. To send love to the people, or
Well,
send,
yeah, both energy and the people.
okay, yeah, yeah. I was even doing that before the call because it was kind of a theme uh, in the last few days, and another support call with somebody else. It was, sending love and showering love and sort of yeah. I mean, I'm at the I'm the objective right now, but it's kind of it's very tragic. This what I hear in that this worldview. I mean. And I said to her on the phone, I said, "Says it feels like vengeance. I mean, this is if you make an estimate, you base it on my my record, you know, not on the latest lottery win or something. I don't. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Ah, okay. And I was as far as gains are concerned, I was very happy with myself because it's a very troubling day. There were a lot of other things that weren't working. And I was able to finish the day just looking at the things that went well, but the so it didn't there was still this okay, this was not okay and this is still not okay and there was a hope there. But it was just kind of nice to say, okay, but this was good and this was good and you got this nice email and we've got a big problem across the ocean. I'm from the States, and we've got some estate settlements going, and there was a big problem with one thing, and I don't know, the email I got from the lawyer today I thought sounded pretty good. So
Wow, that's nice, nice games.
yeah, thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who's next wants to step into that opening, that energy everyone's brought with us? Or just hold that space. Or send Christian love. I'm sure he needs it out there. Hold space for him as well. Sending him love. Is that for seconds?
Yes, if nobody else is putting their hand up, because you mentioned Christian, have you heard from him?
Not yet. I'm going to follow that one up.
Um,
He arranged that they were going to call me, but they haven't yet. So I need to follow that one up.
okay. Well, there was also the suggestion in on Facebook, if he liked, that you could give us his address, and I mean I'd send him a postcard. I'm not into letter writing or something like that, but if he would agree to that, and I wouldn't put. I also wrote I wouldn't put the address in the Facebook group. I'd send it in the email form. I think that's safer than Facebook Messenger, but or Facebook group. Even
Mm.
Messenger is safer than the group, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, that makes
But
sense.
okay, but if you talk to him, then just I think we all would say hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to follow that one up next day or two.
Okay. That was it. That's all I wanted to
Yeah,
say.
thank you. No, appreciate that. Thank you.
And this is my third try. If nobody puts their hand up, you can
Sure.
still put your hand up, guys. I'll shut up and
Okay,
unmute
yeah.
myself
I can
right away.
unmute. I can unmute, and if the further the recording off, I'll pause it. I'm open to whatever needs to
Yeah.
be done.
Okay. I recently listened to a release by Hale on goals, and I realized, and I don't know if it was only it must have been Hale's the clip with Hale, because somebody suggested it in the Facebook group, the Sedona Method group. And I realized, because on that day when I listened to it, I had gotten up in the morning and I had decided on a strategy. And to me, that was the best strategy. And then Hale said something about, yeah, but um, you have to release on wanting the outcome. And I could just feel how these two things collided with me, this idea that I have a good strategy. I think this is a successful strategy, and then I'm supposed to let go, um, you know, have no interest in the outcome. And that was really difficult. I mean, I can do that with a lot of other things, but uh I don't know, that was really, and I'm still not over that. I'm still grappling with that for me there's a conflict there, or there's a resistance. I do want to control the outcome. That's why I choose this strategy, because I think it's the best strategy. Yeah,
Sure.
as the brain is going, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Let's
so
see where that takes us. Let's feel inwards. Let's see where that takes us.
okay, all right.
Feel inward to that strategy, that outcome, how
Yeah.
you want it.
Uh, Getting butterflies in my stomach in the negative sense, kind of.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not too bad, but it's sort of like, fluttering there, in the third chakra,
So,
solar plexus.
sure. So bring attention towards that flattering, the sensations in the chakra area,
Mm.
and any wanting that's being stirred up.
I was wanting control, most of all, wanting approval too. I like somebody to say that's a good strategy, or I pat myself on the back.
Yeah,
This worked. Uh, uh,
that's it. So feeling towards that.
yeah, but I mean, these are about very serious issues. This is actually connected to the tax office thing. Uh, So we're talking existential, and which is why I said for other things I'm very I don't know, doesn't matter to me. I just say, okay, I'll try it. I'll try this. I'll try that. And, but that was sort of the crux of the matter. The minute it gets kind of existential or very serious, then the brain moves in, and and yeah, I want that success. I want that. I want to control the outcome. Yeah.
It's a feeling to that existential path.
Mm.
Feel into that.
There's like sadness welling up in the eyes. Yeah.
You welcome those feelings,
Yeah.
the sadness, and those sensations and feelings in the eyes. They're just forms of energy, perhaps releasing.
Oh, it's difficult. I mean, strangely enough, the gut was reacted with like hope and said, well, maybe there's another even better solution that you can't envision. And also it's open on that side too. And I'm reading a little complimentary book to the Course in Miracles at the moment for every day. There's a text for every day. Um, and so part of me is saying, well, just give it to God or give it to the Holy Ghost or whatever, or to the universe. Uh, but I can feel parts of me resisting that. Like there's a center that says, yeah, 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 we can do that, you know, but there's another part going, no, 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 we can't do that. We can't do that. No, 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 no. That's because it's very odd. It's a very it's contrary to everything I've learned in my life almost, you know, in a certain way. Um,
Pretty welcome all of that.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's just kind of
That's it.
interesting. The resistance parts are sort of fading. Hmm.
But would you allow them to fade, to release?
My hands are in fists, by the way. Not tight fists, but loose fists.
Mhm.
But
That's it. You allow yourself to notice that, the sensations
mm,
in the fists and the wanting. Would you be open to allowing the
I
energy?
open, I
That's it.
open them. I
That's it.
open them.
And could you allow the energy to flow?
Mm. Oh, that's really interesting. I feel like a little baby or something, kind of like,
Could you welcome that?
yes, it's interesting. Mhm. My Spanish voice says love and hope, love and hope. There's uh, somewhere there's, I don't know if there's wanting safety. There's something there a little bit.
Just let yourself feel into that, whatever's there,
Mm,
whatever the wanting is, whatever the sensations are.
mm,
And could you allow them some space?
mhm, mhm, mhm.
And if they're ready, be open to letting them go.
Mm. It's not very strong, but it's not that easy to let go entirely. It's like
That's
this
okay.
little sliver that just, mm,
So, Evelyn, could you just hold that? Could you allow that to be there?
mm, mm,
Could you give it permission to just be?
mm. Yes.
Could you allow it to resist as long as it needs to?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Seems to be fading. Um, Solar plexus is much warmer than it was.
Allow yourself to stay in touch with that, to get in touch with that.
Pardon?
Could you allow yourself to be in touch with that?
Hmm. That was a yes. I said something. I just made a sound. Okay, that's good. I'm in a good place. Thank you.
Well
Thank you
done.
very much.
Thank you.
Uh,
Okay. Anyone else? Rosie. Hi, Rosie.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi. Good to have you on.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I want to work with my hesitation. There's many things that I got to do, but there's a lot of hesitation to getting it done.
Sure. See if you can move towards that, Rosie. See if you can move towards that inwards. So that hesitation. The feeling inside. Notice how it feels and where it feels.
Yeah, it feels like a burden, like heavy. And there's always like wanting to figure it out. Why am I doing this?
Okay. So could you welcome that? That wanting to figure it
Yes.
out. And also
Yeah.
the part that always wants to figure it out. Could you welcome that part as well?
Yes.
And could you allow it some space to want to figure it out? Could you give it permission to want to figure it out?
Yes.
And could you be open to letting go, the wanting to figure it out?
Yes.
And could you allow it to release even more?
Yes. Yeah. So what came up is that when I do that, with this habit of doing that is when I'm in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
could you, sure, go on.
yeah.
So feed into that part that needs to be in the head.
Yeah.
And could that be allowed? Could that be okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Could you give it permission to be as it is?
Yes.
And what you're noticing now.
I noticed that usually these things that are pending are things that I don't like to do. But the things that I love to do, like I don't even have to think about it. There's no thinking, there's nothing, no figuring out. I just go and do it.
Mm.
So, yeah.
It's good to see that part, at least to see,
Yeah.
I guess, the
Yeah.
resistance to doing. Could you welcome the resistance?
Yes.
And could you give that permission to be okay?
Yes.
Yeah, could you give yourself more permission to resist those things?
Yes. Also, there's a lack of confidence. Like the stories that I tell myself as why I'm not doing it is like, this is something new or something I've never done before or something I don't like doing it online or things like that. So it's lack of confidence.
Sure. Feel inside, Rosie, when you feel inside when you think of those things. That story,
Yes.
or those stories.
Yeah.
Notice inside where that is, where those stories are.
Those are all in the mind, in the head.
Okay. So,
Again. Yeah.
so could you welcome that? Could you welcome those
Yes.
stories?
Yes. Okay.
Could you allow those stories to leave?
Yes.
Also, Rosie, I don't know if it resonates with you, but I use those stories. Why are you that which is aware of that?
I'm aware of it. Right now, I'm aware of them. Like, yeah, okay, I see that.
So could you step into that awareness?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. That feels good.
Thank you. Like, it's good to have you. Thank you.
Good to see you too.
Thanks. Okay, Alex. Alex, go on mute. Alex, we can't hear you. Not sure if you're able to unmute.
Hi, can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah.
Sorry.
With the background music, it's beautiful.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, the baby's having a. I'm sure you're familiar with all this, having a fit. But yeah, I would love to
background
release.
music.
Exactly, it's your music. So yeah, I would
Sure.
love to release. So I'm in the middle of kind of a rough divorce. Couple of things I would release on is well, I found a rental. I'm not in it yet, but there was like apparently an issue with mold, and then they had like a cesspool overflow, and it's gonna be that's the basement. I mean, not the rest of the house, but I just feel really bad. How do I feel about it? I feel really bad, that
Sure.
I have to tell them, I mean, because it's a big expense. I feel out of control.
Sure. So could you welcome that, Alex? Could you welcome that sense of out of control?
Yeah, yeah,
And could you welcome the wanting to control it?
yeah, yeah. And I'm used to being like a homeowner, so I make my own decisions. This is just a temporary situation, like for a year or whatever. But I'm used to just making my own decisions. Like, okay, we fix this, we don't. And so to sort of have to like, but mold is like I think like an E. coli is like a big deal, even if it's just in the basement. I feel unsafe.
Sure. So could you welcome that unsafe feeling?
Yeah.
And could you open to the release?
Yeah, and it's like, it's an incredible find. I mean, obviously they just had an issue with a prior tenant and that's why all this happened, but it's like an incredible find but I just feel like, I just don't like to be, oh, hey, there's this problem and this problem, wanting approval.
Sure. So could you welcome that wanting approval?
Yeah. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm like a pain in the ass, but this seems like a reasonable thing to care about, like mold and, cesspool stuff that's not dry. But like I just feel I don't like to be a pain in the ass, and that's out of
Sure.
control, you know?
Could you welcome that sense out of control?
Yeah.
And could you welcome the wanting to control it?
Yeah.
And could you allow yourself to open to the release?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of sadness.
Sure. So could you welcome that
Mhm.
sadness?
Yeah. Hmm.
And could you allow it some space?
Yeah.
Could you give yourself permission to have that, to be that sadness?
Hmm. Yeah, and there's this like part of me that my mind says, like, people, right? Like as a, you know, landlord owning a house, like you kind of have to take care of it. You can't just expect money and like, you have to provide a safe and habitable environment. It's wanting approval.
Could you welcome that wanting approval?
Yeah. Yeah.
So could you allow that to leave?
Yeah. The other thing I want to release on is my trial was supposed to be this week. It was supposed to start this week. And my attorney got sick, like with COVID. So we have to wait to get back on the judge's schedule.
Sure.
And I feel very out of control.
Okay. So could you welcome that? It's very out of control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you welcome wanting to control it?
Yeah. And I feel like it must be some resistance at me because originally we had like 2 week blocks and then another week got taken by some emergency and then my attorney just got sick. So I feel I'm taking responsibility and um I want approval.
Sure. So could you welcome all of that and the wanting approval?
Yeah. Yeah.
And could you let the whole thing go?
And I definitely want to change all this because, like, I was very excited because the house is big. It's on an acre of property. It's like, it's a good find for a rental, but I want more approval.
Sure. So could you welcome that wanting approval?
Yeah.
And could you let that go?
Yeah. There's a little bit of wanting to change.
And could you welcome that wanting to change?
Yeah.
And could you let that go too?
Yeah. I definitely feel much better. I don't know if there's anybody else in the queue, so I don't want to take too much time, but it definitely feels much lighter.
It's good. It's good releasing. Yes, I read next on the queue. Yeah, but that was good. Good releasing.
Yeah, thank you. That was great, Isaac.
Thanks. Good to have you again.
What?
Good to have you back again.
Yeah, same.
Thanks. Hi, Irene.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, Isaac. I yeah. Okay. I think I'll just turn the camera on. Um, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. So I anyway, I'm just gonna it's already here. There's just a lot of fear coming up.
Sure, sure,
I'm I I'm not even I may just stay with the feeling for now.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. That's it. I would just give yourself permission to stay
Yeah.
with that feeling, to be with
Yeah.
that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just give yourself permission to experience those energies, those feelings.
It's very hard to do. I feel a lot of wanting to move away from it.
Sure. So could give yourself permission to move away from it. Can that be okay?
Okay. Mhm. I really, it's intense insecurity and I just sort of want to get rid of it. I can hardly, for some reason, bear it right now.
Sure. So Irene,
Yeah.
see if it resonates for you. Could you let that energy shake itself out?
I would be open to that.
Sure. So could just see the energy shaking itself out, releasing itself, finding its way out.
Okay.
So just allow itself to be shaken out.
It's it worked for a bit. Now I'm like I'm just feeling overwhelmed with fear. So I'd
Sure.
like to work with that, please.
Irene, if it feels right for you, could you allow yourself to step back from that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stepping away, stepping out
Mm-hmm.
into beingness.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, I use that experience, or that which is aware of it.
I'm aware of it. It just I am aware of it. It really does though feel like there's a me that's wanting to survive.
Sure,
And
sure.
it's even though I'm aware of it, I still feel it.
That's okay. So can you give yourself permission to have that feeling?
Yes. Yeah, I really, it's like I can't tolerate it though. I keep wanting to change it or get rid of it or fix it. It's like I can't be with it even. I so
Sure,
just, I don't know what to do with that, but
sure,
it's like I can't be with it.
sure. So Irene, can we try and alternate between them? Can you see if you can step back for a moment
Yeah,
as awareness?
yeah, Yeah.
And then notice the release.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then when it's ready, notice how the body is experiencing. I guess in
You
a way,
mean
stepping back into it, stepping back into how the body's
oh,
experiencing.
into yeah, with the body.
Yeah, whatever's remaining experience the
Yeah.
body's having.
Yeah, the body just wants to survive. Yeah.
I'd say. So could you allow yourself to be in touch with that, wanting to survive as a body?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But notice the release.
Yeah. Mm.
And then if it feels right, could you allow yourself to step into that? Step into that release, into the awareness, beingness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And notice how that is, how that feels.
Yeah. Yeah. I can do that. And yet I still feel the other of like
That's
it
it.
it just
Sure.
feels like I'm
So I guess allow
yeah,
yourself drop into that, drop back into that experience. And
yeah,
that's okay. That's okay.
okay,
The body will experience what it experiences.
okay. I'm sorry.
The body will experience what it experiences, and that's fine. That's good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, good. It's true. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And could you give it permission to be the way it is? Experience what it experiences. Just give it. Could you give it permission?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And how does that feel?
Well, it did create some space. It did. I kind of just feel that little bit of holding, but it did create space. It just feels like there's this little, it feels almost like a little, I don't know if this is, but this little being,
Hmm.
that's just holding on so tight.
Okay. So could you give that little being permission? Hold on tight.
Yeah,
And could you give it some more permission?
I'm
To hold.
sorry.
Could you give it more permission to hold as tight as it feels right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't feel safe to let go completely, you
Sure.
know.
So could you give yourself permission to hold on?
Yes. Yes. Hmm.
And could you allow yourself to open just a little?
Good question.
Just a tiny,
Yes,
tiny little bit.
a little bit. Yes, I can.
Then it can hold on again afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I can, I can open a little bit here. It feels like I can. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
And what's here for you now? What's experience at the moment?
Um, yeah, I'm just checking. It does, anyway, I do feel a little more space, I feel a little more um space and a little more present, actually, you know.
Beautiful.
Um, mhm. Yeah.
Could you allow yourself to welcome that space? Or to step into that? Could you allow yourself to step into that space?
Mhm. Mhm. Mm.
And then if it feels right, could you allow yourself to be there?
Mm. A little resistance came up when you said that. Yeah,
So could you
very
let that
full.
resistance to go?
I'm sorry. I said, say it again.
Could you allow the resistance to pass?
Oh, yes. Oh my God, yes. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. You know, it feels so much softer. It just I just, if I may, I'm so aware though, not or just somehow in the space. There's a wanting approval, like wanting love or something. Almost, I don't know, wanting approval somehow.
Sure, sure. So could you welcome that?
Wanting approval.
Could you give yourself permission to want approval?
Yes. Yes.
Can wanting approval be okay?
Mm. Wow. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And could you allow yourself just give that space? That part that wants approval.
Yeah. Can it wants approval. Feels like the safety depends on it. So it feels almost like wanting approval you know, to be safe. Yeah.
Could you welcome that? That wanting approval to be safe.
Ah, yes. Yes. Thank you. You could welcome it.
Sure.
Ah, yes.
And could you allow that to be okay? I want approval to be safe.
Allow that to be okay. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Could allow that to be okay. Actually. Mhm. Yeah. It's feels a tiny bit stuck though, like it's so visceral in my body or something.
Mm.
It just feels a little like a literal contraction. Mhm.
Could you allow that to be okay?
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Could you allow Irene's experiences to be okay as they are?
It's very powerful, actually. Um, yes. Yes. Thank you. It's Yes. That makes me want to cry.
Could you
You
let that
know,
be okay?
I think we're on a roll here. Yeah, that's funny. Yes.
It's energy just releasing different forms of energy releases.
Yeah. I guess it's yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, okay. Oh, it is opening up, you know. Yeah, this just feeling an opening.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Could you allow that to be okay? Could you allow the opening to be okay?
Yeah. Uh, yes, I could allow that to be okay. Mhm. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I kind of feel like it's okay. I don't know,
Beautiful.
but
Good
you
releasing
know,
there.
pardon me.
Good releasing there.
Thank you. Gosh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you, I see.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
You too.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Okay. Just do a short closing cleanup. Just to tie everything together. Okay, just allow yourself to notice inside. Any sensations, any wanting, any wanting to control how the call went, what was said, what wasn't said, how you felt. Just notice if any wanting control was stirred up. And just allow yourself to feel deeply inside into that wanting control. And could you allow that to leave? Simply allow it to release, to open. And I'll just check wanting approval, if that was stirred up at all. And allow yourself to feel into that. And when you're ready, could you let that go? Opening to having a being enough, giving yourself approval. And then finally checking, wanting safety. Was anything felt threatening or unsafe? Just feel inside, feel into the wanting safety. Notice any tightness. And just for now, could you allow it to leave? Could you allow it to go? And just one more time, notice inside any remaining clutching, closing, tightening, any of the wantings. And just for now, could you simply allow it to release? And could you allow yourself to step into that quiet space and rest in that?